times 9 consciousness cycles of cosmic time that present humanity has sojourned within the current evolutionary cycles of 16.4 billion years. Get that out. 16.4 billion years. And these are not just superficial numbers. These are calculated time periods within your consciousness right now. This is what your ancestors put down for you to learn about yourself. In fact, for everyone on this planet to learn. Black, white, brown, yellow, everybody is going to have the same kind of trauma. And I don't give a fuck what the Illuminati do to try to get out from under it. Their ass ain't going nowhere. Guess what? They're trying to build a space station so they can get out of this shit. Watch what happens to that fucking space station. Anybody saw that movie with Bruce Willis? Armageddon. They put that shit up there trying to get away. They ain't going nowhere. Underground, above ground, in space. These motherfuckers can't go into space. They never went to the goddamn moon. Why? Because their consciousness has to be a specific way for you to leave the goddamn planet. You can't leave this goddamn planet. You cannot. Because you are in an envelope of consciousness that is sustained by the halo, by the morphogenetic field. Once you leave the morphogenetic field of this, it's like cutting an umbilical, your lifeline, your oxygen. You go mad if you go up into outer space right now. First of all, they couldn't even get past the fucking, what's that shit that they got there? Every monkey that set up there came back as a fried drumstick. And these motherfuckers went to the moon. Everything they put up there in that, do you notice? Do you notice? Or is this just me? Every time one of them dumb goddamn ships up there, some shit breaks down. That's right. Oh, we gotta worry about the computers. We don't want to land in it. And they went to the moon? And something that looks like the Beverly Hillbillies car? Who the fuck are they playing with? Harmonic cycle 1, the first underworld, 16.4 billion years, was equals 5,990,400,000,000 days. Come on!
You know, it's
blowing your mind in. This is your calendar.
You know, excuse me, sir.
Let me finish.
No, short time. You're finished.
Days! Or 13 times 460,800,000,000 kin. This first harmonic cycle represented the expansion of cosmic hydrogen, the tuning seed, into the morphogenetic template of matter-based cellular consciousness. Harmonic cycle 2, the second underworld, 819,998,000 years. Or, these, I ain't going to read them off, these are the numbers here. This next harmonic cycle represented the accretion of light by the tuning seed into complex individuated consciousness. In other words, this is the time when the light field of the hologram that possessed the specific programming for life in this world began to break up into the thousands and billions of different variable souls that the mind of the Creator had invaginated into the dark matter consciousness so that we can have an individuated spectrum of life. You are God represented now. You have a job. Your job is to experience. And in that experience, do you give the Creator experience? Because the Creator has no experience. The Creator just is. And the reality is that you were created to give the Creator an experience. And how are you going to give that experience? What kind of experience do you want to give back to the Father? Because the Father lives through the Son. That is the reason why you see Him sitting on the lap of the dark matter called Isis, nursing at her nipple, because she is matter. And that nipple represents matter and all that sustains matter. Harmonic cycle 3. You see the numbers. They are cycling down to where we are today. In cycle 3, triangulation of the tuning seed DNA for accretion of primitive monad. The monad is the essential self that consciousness places within specific variables of matter and then begins to create the conditions where it changes matter back to spirit. So organization of matter-based consciousness for the operation of cosmic mind as human thought. We're going along. Harmonic cycle 4, you see the numbers. We're looking at the organization of individuated consciousness entities into functioning societies. Tribal consciousness. Harmonic cycle 5. We see the crystallization and sophistication of language as matter-conscious communication of a cosmic mind articulating self-awareness. In other words, the cosmic mind, using language, now begins to verify its existence by describing itself and talking with itself and communicating with itself. Harmonic cycle 6. This is writing and national identity. Belief-oriented constructs are beginning to come into being. The more and the deeper we get into matter, the more estranged we are from the collective self. So we begin to now reverse our knowing into believing and thinking and dreaming and trying to bring ourselves back into contact with where we came from. Harmonic cycle 7. See again that we're winding down, we're cycling down. Is hyper-industrialization. Somatic consciousness, body consciousness, always worried about the body now. Materialism, planet-based consciousness. Harmonic cycle 8, cycling down. We see the rebirthing of evolutionary galactic consciousness within genetic tuning seed. Acceleration of morphogenetic wavelength accretion into higher dimensional fields of the monad. Don't worry about what it is I'm saying, because I'm putting this into your consciousness so that when the time comes, you can go back to this maybe a year later and say, now I know what it is. Harmonic cycle 9 for the 9th underworld, where we are today, 2011 years, going into transcendence, into higher galactic awareness. Consciousness interface with outworld life forms, resonating on similar frequencies of awareness on the cosmic tree of life. This is where we're headed, brothers and sisters. This is the time, right now. Here we are. If we decode the metaphysics of the sacred tree of the Olmecs, we would see that it is an analogy for the crossing point of the ecliptic on the band of the trunk of the Milky Way. This, brothers and sisters, is the plaque of Palenque. The plaque of Palenque is where Pakal on the tree. This is something they discovered. They didn't know what the hell they had. Well, what they actually had was Pakal, who actually was the sun. This is the sun, and from his umbilical is the cosmic tree of life. What is the cosmic tree of life? This point right here, right at this point, represents the ecliptic of the sun. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that in Kemite, you see the cosmic tree of life in this Kemetic form with the twins. And we'll talk about the twins at another time. This is the twins right here. Here is the cosmic tree of life. And we begin to understand what the cosmic tree of life when we see it in this. In the cosmic tree of life, we are looking at this particular cycle. I'm sorry. Where are we? Oh, here we go. In the cosmic tree of life, what we are looking at right here, all these are representative of Nechetas. All these, this situation here, represents something that you are looking up in the sky and seeing every day. This is the representation of the weighing of the heart right here against the feather. But you don't know what the heart is and what the heart means. We as Kemites always thought it meant this heart. No, it does not mean that heart.
Brother Phil,
Yeah.
when you go back to that one again, you'll see there's nothing new under the sun. We always had the red, black, and green.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And that's decked out right now in Egypt. Right?
Well, check it out. Every time we cut into a watermelon, we celebrate, brother. Praise the red, black, and the green. What I'm going to do is explain this as we go along very quickly. Here we have the ecliptic of the sun. This is where we are now transiting towards. This is the point of the dark rift. This particular area is where we are heading. This is where the sun is right now. We are 5 years away from this approximation at this point. What does that mean? This is the path of the sun, what is called the ecliptic. This is the Milky Way right here. That's what we are looking at when we are looking at this particular cycle here. This, essentially, brothers and sisters, is a shot of the Milky Way, and all these are the star configurations that we are looking at, and we are not looking at. Remember, the Kemites didn't just do one thing. Everything they did had multiple meanings. Yes. And you have to understand who was